What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful evening so far. Got another fragrance rotation video for you guys. As always, I'm going to put the names of the fragrances, the dates, and of course the day that I wore them during the week so we can kind of keep track of everything. So we'll go ahead and get it started off here. Monday, I wore Hamptons. Again, this is a little bit further back in September, and Hamptons is just one of my favorites for the summer, spring, high heat. I've said it before, really it reminds me of rain on a hot beach. You know, that smell when the rain hits the hot asphalt, you got the beach breeze. It's definitely not a salty fragrance. I think they achieve all that through the woods and the florals and the amber base in the fragrance, it seems like. But I always get a lot of compliments on Hamptons. Very, very nice for summer and springtime. And of course on Tuesday, I wore Amouage Overture. I had to dress up, one of those things to where it's definitely for me, Overture is like an occasion-based scent. Very, very classy. Goes very well dressing up. Very powerful, masculine, a little bit musky, slightly animalic like leather. You got a very nice spice note in there as well. Nice kind of like cognac brandy note in there. A little bit of sweetness as well, spicy. Very complex, classy. Seems to develop well and amazing longevity. I believe the oil concentration is over 30% or right around 30% on Overture, which is amazing just for a regular offering from Amouage. And it's already a very heavy fragrance. You know, it's got all the resins that you would expect an Amouage fragrance to have in the base. So it really fits and represents the house style really well. And Overture, especially for dressing up, is certainly one of my favorites from the house. So on Wednesday, Bond number 9, Dubai Citrine. One of my favorite ones from the house for spring or summer. I mean, I had a sample of this a while ago, it broke. It's kind of one that sort of got away from me when I finally found a good deal on a full bottle. I was like, you know what, I do miss Citrine. That was a really good fragrance, and I didn't get to wear it or enjoy it nearly as long as I should have. I had a 7 ml bonbon that ended up breaking. Certainly something that was my own fault, but finally got a bottle, pretty inexpensive relatively. I think they have it on Joma Shop for low 200s. So this fragrance, you know, if this type of fragrance interests you, a lot of seaweed, pine, red berries, florals, beautiful dry down as well. This is definitely a very unique and fresh fragrance. And in some ways it's a little bit of like a blue fragrance sort of category, but it's like indigo to where it's not your traditional blue fragrance. A lot of unique notes in there. Love the pine and the red, I think it's like red berry and a couple other florals they have. And also the main component of this, which really sets it apart, is the seaweed and the pine. So that's kind of what gives it that fresh, oceanic, green vibe. And then you got the fruit of the red berries and everything else in there with the florals. I mean, it's just really, really good stuff. Absolutely wonderful. Lots of compliments on Citrine as well. And speaking of a lot of compliments, when I first got Violet Sapphire, I obviously really enjoyed it. The notes intrigued me. It was one of those fragrances that I wrote down from Boadicea's website, and I eventually bought it. Unbelievable fruity note opening on there, but it's also got a little bit of a kind of musty, earthy, semi-sweet, semi-funky kind of oud thing going on. So it's like a fruity oud fragrance. Not really the same category as King Blue because they're completely different, but they're both fruity oud fragrances. And King Blue definitely goes a little bit more into, I would say, maybe a more woody direction and a little bit different types of fruits, because of course this is black currant and other things in here. This is more like raspberry sherbet, I think they put the notes on. So again, just with Boadicea, you would expect high quality, really well blended, and that's exactly what this is really good fruity oud fragrance, and I get a ton of compliments on it. Great for summer and springtime as well, and I may even wear it a little bit during winter time. So Birth of Venus from Argos, I did this on Friday. I just can't get enough of this fragrance, man. It's got like peach in there and the opening, some other fruits, some other florals, just a ton of notes in this fragrance, guys. Birth of Venus is very complex, maybe a little bit more feminine leaning, but much like I said about Palace Athene, don't pass this up if you're a guy. It's an unbelievably good fragrance. Argos is a really, really good company, especially when they, you know, make such good use of the natural materials and no dyes in their fragrances. So all the colors that you see in their fragrances, like a lot of niche perfumes, a lot of them don't use dyes, but just the natural, beautiful color of this fragrance. It's got a very nice salted caramel sort of note to it. Not salted caramel, salted chocolate. It's got kind of like a dark salted chocolate sort of note in there mixed in with all the florals and the fruits. So for me personally, it wasn't that feminine of a fragrance, even though I can understand why women enjoy it. This is just one of those fragrances that's going to be an attention grabber, no matter how you wear it, where you wear it, what you wear it with. For Birth of Venus is just a really, really good fragrance. And versatility wise, I would say summertime, springtime, and even throughout fall and winter, because with the fruit notes, great for spring and summer. Salted chocolate kind of vibe to it, very dense, very powerful fragrance. So it's perfect for winter time too. I actually like it for cooler weather personally, but I will wear it occasionally, as you've seen in my videos, during spring or summer as well. So Saturday, Amouage King Blue. Love or hate for a lot of people. There's not a lot to say about it. Blackcurrant, woods, oud. I think there's some patchouli in there as well. Let me just look in the ingredients for y'all. Yeah, mandarin, blackcurrant, little pink pepper to kind of make that all jump off your skin. You got some frankincense in there, amber, sandalwood, patchouli, oak wood, silver oud, and leather. So, I mean, just absolutely beautiful stuff by King Blue and Amouage. I mean, for me, I really love this fragrance. Some people hate it. I really, really enjoyed it. Kind of remind me of a more wearable, fruity version of silver oud, and not quite as intense down that kind of musty, earthy, animalic category. So King Blue for me was just a home run, and I get a lot of compliments on that. And then Sunday, regular Triumph of Bacchus. I was doing a cigar with a friend, drinking a little bit of scotch and bourbon. As you guys know, I have a lot of tobacco fragrances, and Triumph of Bacchus is absolutely one of my favorite. It's very classy. It's got beautiful kind of green apple, peach, saffron, tonka bean, musk, tobacco, vetiver. I mean, if you look at the ingredients in Triumph of Bacchus, you can understand why it's so dense, so developmental. The tobacco note on this, for me, really starts to shine after like the maybe 3 to 4 hour mark. You do get a little bit of the tobacco in the front, but of course the rum, the peach, saffron, and green apple kind of makes it hidden in the background, and as it dries down, it just gets richer and richer and richer. At least that's how it acts on my skin, and I just think it's structured beautifully. So very well complemented fragrance as well. I'm almost positive that's Argos all-time bestseller, and I doubt that would probably change anytime soon. As good as all the other fragrances are, this is just very appealing. And even women, even though I usually like to think of tobacco fragrances more for men, a lot of women love Triumph of Bacchus. So it's like almost opposite here. If you're a guy and you're kind of maybe afraid to try Birth of Venus, you gotta give it a shot, because you're gonna get a lot of compliments. Don't shy away on it, maybe just from the notes if you think it's more feminine. And of course, on the reverse side, if you're a woman and you're maybe a little bit apprehensive about wearing a tobacco fragrance, I think you will absolutely love Triumph of Bacchus because of that fruity, rum, spicy opening. And the tobacco is not too overkill, and it's not overly masculine. And I think it would play a lot differently on a woman's skin than a man's skin. So guys, really enjoy doing these videos, trying to get you caught up and everything like that. Again, a little bit behind because of the storms and everything like that. So we're working on getting caught up again, put all the dates, names of the fragrances, days that I wore them, everything like that. And I look forward to seeing y'all soon, all right? Bye.